I'm sitting on the ground. We have Miko, we have Coda, and today I am going to film a quick video about the 5 negative side effects that I have encountered by losing a drastic amount of weight. So if you are new here, my name is Anna and I have lost about 125 pounds in less than a year. I lost the majority of my weight in 6 months, so about 100 pounds in 6 months, and then like the additional 20 over like another 6-month period. So almost a year now, but yeah. I have lost 125 pounds. I was almost 300 pounds, and now I sit at about 163 to 165-ish. So these 5 things are personal to me, but they definitely could happen to you. I'm going to say that. And some of these things might not be negative for you, but for me, they are. So I'm going to start with more like mental negative things. So the first one is body dysmorphic mindset. So sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I still see like a larger person and I'm like, I need to go to the gym. I need to eat healthy or whatever. And then I compare it to a photo from a year ago and I'm like, what am I talking about? Like my mind plays these tricks on me where I think I am larger than I actually am. And this happens all the time, especially when I am trying clothes on or like I have some of my old clothes still, and so I'll think that something looks fine and it literally looks so oversized that someone needs to tell me, but to me it's like it still fits me because I'm still big. So not everyone has body dysmorphia, and I definitely don't have it as bad as some other people, but every once in a while it does creep up, and I don't see the difference until I compare photos. And like I said, for me, it's not that bad. It's not that often, but it does happen. Which leads me to number 2. So prior to losing a bunch of weight, I was part of like the body positivity plus size community, which really embraced like plus size modeling and accepting your body and all of these fantastic things. And I think there was a disconnect because some people in that community thought that losing weight for health reasons meant that you didn't love yourself, and that's completely not true. That's a bunch of shit. There is a difference between loving your body and wanting to take care of your body, and so I wanted to do both. No matter what the size I was at, I always loved my body, but I also wanted to take care of my body and be as healthy as I possibly could. And so going through losing the weight for me was the best. And through all of this, my second negative is that I kind of feel disconnected because I don't feel like I'm part of that plus size body positive community anymore, but I also don't feel like part of the everyday normal sized people community. Does that make sense? I don't know. It's weird. And unless you have been in that body positive plus size community, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, and that's okay. But for me, it has been a negative because I kind of feel out of place in both like normal communities and plus size communities. So that's just me. I'm just gonna call myself a thick queen, and that's gonna be its own category. If you want to join me, feel free. So the third negative side effect, these things are more physical. The third thing is that literally nothing will fit you anymore. And I'm not joking. I have had to replace every type of clothing that I own. My entire closet is like new clothes. Not like new. I almost religiously shop at thrift stores now because of losing all this weight, and you can find some really good shit there. I'm not saying you can't, but you have to be willing to invest in a whole new wardrobe. I'm talking shirts, jeans, sweatshirts, workout clothing. I'm talking underwear, bras, and shoes. Your feet will shrink. Someone told me that. I did not believe them for a second, and I lost like a full shoe size, almost a shoe size and a half. So yeah, it's definitely been financially a burden. Even when you do like shop at a thrift store, like you're a smaller size, you can fit into so many things, so you want to keep shopping constantly, and it's like, I'm running out of money and I'm running out of space. So it could be seen as a positive or negative. I just have a shopping addiction. And there was a lot of things too that were super sentimental and they were way too big for me anymore, which is kind of sad because I can't wear them anymore. I did have an old coworker at my former internship. She made me a t-shirt quilt of all of my favorite sentimental t-shirts from high school and, you know, my favorite bands growing up and all those things. And so I'm actually picking that up next week. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm super excited because I feel like that's a good way to kind of like honor my past and have like a piece of it and still be able to snuggle in my quilt, but I can't wear it anymore. So you have to be willing to part with some things. And I kept about 5 items that are way too big just for like photo comparisons. I actually haven't taken any yet, but I kept like 5 items for that reason, but everything else has it's either in the quilt or it is gone, and you just have to be willing to walk away. So positive or negative, for me it was kind of negative, but things are obviously looking up now. The 4th thing, sorry I'm looking down, I have my list so I don't forget anything, but the 4th negative side effect is that you are always cold. Always. My phone's falling. I'm holding it with my arm. But yes, you are going to be freezing 99.9% of the time, and when everyone else thinks it's hot or they're totally fine with the temperature, you're going to be sitting there with 3 layers and a heated blanket and being like, why the hell am I so cold? And I don't know what the science behind it is, but many people have talked about this. Whether you lose weight through surgery or naturally, you are just colder when you lose weight, especially when you lose weight rapidly. And so I am freezing all the time. At work, I wear this almost every day under my jacket. It is 30 degrees here in Denver. I also wear a winter jacket on top of that. I have gloves and hats, and at work I have a heated blanket and slippers and all these things. And before, when it was 30 degrees outside, I was just wearing a sweatshirt outside. Like, I was totally fine. Just get in and out of the car, like make it quick, but it was never something that was a big deal. And now it's like I am freezing almost all the time. So yeah, just be prepared for that. For me, it's not like a huge deal. I just think it's kind of funny because before I was either always hot or I was complaining about the heat. Like, my mom lives in Arizona, and I always thought Arizona was way too hot for me. But when I went this last summer after I had lost all the weight, I was like, this weather's fine. And my boyfriend's like, it's 110 degrees. What are you talking about? I'm like, I think it's nice. So, yeah, definitely a negative side effect. You're always going to have layers. You are always going to be cold. No matter what the season, no matter how hot it is, you're probably going to be cold. So, number 5 is one that I thought I was going to be immune to. I don't know why. But my 5th negative side effect is loose skin. And so I thought that I was going to be one of the lucky few who don't have any loose skin because I'm young and my skin will just bounce right back. And that's what that's what the doctors say. Oh, you're young. I'm sure your elasticity will be fine. No. And the sad thing is that no matter how young you are, if you are overweight and you've stretched your skin to that level and it's been that way for a long time, your skin probably isn't gonna bounce back. And that's something that I was in denial in for a really long time. I thought I wouldn't have any loose skin, and I didn't think that I would ever consider loose skin surgery or a breast lift or whatever the heck is going on. But now that I've lost literally a small person in weight, I have loose skin everywhere on my body. I have loose skin in my armpits here, on my actual, mom arm, jiggly batwing things. I have loose skin in my breasts. My breasts are deflated. Like, I'm talking major deflated. I have loose skin in my thighs. I never thought I would have loose skin there. It's just like, it's everywhere. I did not expect it to be as many places as it has been, but the worst place for me that it is my stomach area, and that is where I carried most of my weight. So my loose skin there is extremely bad. It prevents me, literally I could fit into probably a size or two down in jeans, but because I have so much loose skin in my waist, it won't button there anymore. Like it's too much skin. And it does get in the way of a lot of things, especially working out and like lots of movement. This is TMI, but it'll like flap around. It's not a good feeling. Some people can live with it, like Obese to Beast embraces it. For me, it's something that I do hope in the future to remove. It's just too uncomfortable for me, and it does get, it like rubs on my jeans, and then I get kind of like a rash. So that is something that hopefully I can get removed in the future. It's not for everyone, but for me, I think the cost is worth the benefit. But it is a negative side effect that I was in denial about for a really long time. And I don't want you to be in denial about it if you're young and you've lost a bunch of weight and you're like, it'll just snap right back, because the honest truth is that's probably not going to happen. So you have to be willing to do the loose skin thing in order to be healthy and active. And obviously I would not, like, I would rather be this weight and healthy and active and have loose skin than be almost 300 pounds and barely be able to do anything. So you have to be willing to make that trade-off. I was, and there's always medical procedures to fix those things if you are willing to do that. So those were my 5 negative side effects of extreme weight loss, and let me know what your top 5 are, or if any of yours match what mine are. This is just a video that I wanted to make because a lot of people talk about the positives, and there are so many positives, but there are always negatives, and not that they're like drastic or that, you know, like I'm depressed or anything like that at all. But I think that it's healthy to talk about these things. So if you like this video, please like it, comment, subscribe, whatever the heck you want to do. And yeah, subscribe for more content. If you have anything you specifically want to see, let me know down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.